This is Doc Blake with Ethereal TV, bringing you the 23rd episode of The Last Piece to the Puzzle. The motto for me is silver, gold, and cryptos equals freedom because they are decentralized assets, and they're going to play an important part in the present and in the long-term and short-term futures. And yeah, let's get into the price action today. Currently, we have Bitcoin at $9,462.40. We have Ethereum at $238.14. Litecoin is at $43.70. And just give you Chainlink. Chainlink is at $4.35. I've made a video on Chainlink, so anybody who's watching this, you can go back and check that video. I did a little segment on Chainlink and other cryptos if you go back and check the channel. But yeah, I'm not going to talk much about price action today. It's been boring, really boring anyway, and I feel like I'm going to talk about the future and what I see. And I really I want to do a video about the year 2022 actually. I don't hear a lot of people all these predictionists that I haven't heard anybody really talk about 2022, even down to like cryptocurrency. So hopefully my next video probably will be about what I think will be here in the short term as I see it as 2022. And it's funny that this video, and I'm talking about this on as I'm looking at the screen, 6/22/2020. But let me give you also the price action on gold. Wow, gold is up $12. Gold is at, wow, no way. Oh, no. Gold is at $1,762.90. And silver still, no matter what happens, will not break that $18 mark once again, even though you're paying way over that, because these high premiums. But silver is at $17.97. But yeah, this video is definitely not going to focus at all on price action. I'm going to go into a couple things, basically what got me into crypto, which is the study of Krypton. And Krypton is known to as the word Krypton actually translates back into the hidden one, or romanized as Cryptos, which also meant the hidden one. And Krypton is atomic number is 36, which is also very significant if you are into numerology, because I feel that this is a very, very special element that has kind of been hidden. And it's funny that Krypton, the whole nature, cryptocurrency is talking about basically hidden codes, and when we say hidden, it's still there. The codes are there, but they're extremely very hard to find, and that turns out as they're extremely hard to calculate. And that's why we have ASIC miners. That's why we have GPUs and things like that to do these extremely hard computations very, very fast. And that's kind of how you get cryptocurrency, and then the exchange of these codes back and forth. That's the whole mining network, and how Bitcoin is actually produced. So there's a very, very interesting thing that I found about Krypton compared to the other 7 noble gases. And in case you're wondering what those other 7 noble gases are, just give me 1 second. And I'm going to try to pull that up because I had downloaded that picture. And here we go. All right. The 7 noble gases are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, and oganesson. And oganesson is like a kind of new one that's newer than the rest. You know what I mean? There's not much information out on it. Still to this day, actually. And I don't know, that could be by design. It's not like they tell us things. Our government, they don't like to educate us. They like to keep things hidden, especially really, really valuable information that could be potentially very powerful, such as like things like uranium and all those types of scenarios of nuclear power, because noble gases are derived from radioactivity, which is like a radio decay, I should say. And it's like things dying, the gases being released. A lot of times they're found in the atmosphere of the planet, or in the higher atmospheres as well. I mean, not that some of these are found in other sources and that have built up in rocks and are like basically like coming out of the rocks and things like that from pressure. And the rocks, like almost like a volcano kind of happens, and then you'll have a natural gas source, basically, or a place that you can actually get these resources. But one very, very interesting thing about Krypton that I found was the occurrence and how the space abundancy is measured. And the rest of them have this really, really like big sections about natural occurrence, how it's naturally occurs, and it's a space abundancy and things like that, abundancy throughout the whole universe. But Krypton says Earth has retained all of the noble gases that were present at its formation except helium. Krypton's concentration in the atmosphere is about 1 ppm. It can be extracted from liquid air by fractional distillation. The amount of krypton in space is uncertain because measurement is derived from meteor activity and solar winds. The first measurement suggests an abundance of krypton in space. So and this is like, I'm not a chemist. I'm not sitting here trying to act like I'm a chemist. I'm just somebody who puts the pieces of the puzzle together. And so I tie in some conspiracy theories, such as the Philadelphia experiment, which is very fascinating to me because I'm from the Philadelphia area. So to me, the Philadelphia experiment, I don't know if you guys ever looked into that, but it talks about how after the Eldridge, the U.S. Navy craft Eldridge, codenamed like USS Eldridge, disappeared with this whole Philadelphia experiment, there was a trace of green gas that some of the viewers had saw. So that's just it's an interesting scenario that the Krypton itself is called the Hidden One, and or translates back into the Hidden One. That's the name that people have chose to give to Krypton. And then green gases seen at the and then also Krypton also is used in lasers. Very, very can be very, very powerful lasers that Krypton is used in. And let's even look at this. It says high speed photography. Look, the Krypton fluoride laser is important in nuclear fusion energy research and confinement experiments. The laser has high beam uniformity, short wavelength, and the spot size can be varied to track an imploding pellet. I just heard of a Navy ship that can destroy incoming aircrafts or potential missiles with a laser weapon, some type of laser guided weapon or just a laser in general that can literally just kind of disintegrate it out the air. And that makes people like Trump feel really, really safe and powerful. Let's read a little bit more. In experimental particle physics, liquid krypton is used to construct quasi-homogeneous electromagnetic calometers. A notable example is the calometer of the Na48 experiment at CERN, containing about 27 tons of liquid krypton. Are y'all freaking kidding me? Wow. I can't, I've read this, but wow, that just blows my fucking mind. So an experiment at CERN containing about 27 tons of liquid krypton. Wow, that kind of gave me the chills. But that's why we do this. This is why we dive into these things, man. I'm just giving you, base level information. I go to Google and I research, but I feel like I have an innate ability of tying information together. And I listened to Cliff Heidi yesterday, actually, and he was talking about, and it's funny to me. And also, before I get into what Cliff said, let me promote Ethereal, www.ethereal.com. I have my cousin's book up. You can go buy it from there right now. $21. It's called Check This Out. He basically goes around a lot of the world actually, and talks about some of the ancient sites that he saw in this book. And we feel that a lot of school and things like that don't teach the youth and people in general about the ancient history and science of planet Earth. So this is a really good and this was tying into what Cliff High was saying now, where I hear all these people out there in the streets talking about support black people, Black Lives Matter, but the best way to support a black person, I try not to see color, but if we're saying black, the best way I see humans, the best way to support a black person is to support their business, correct? So here's the opportunity to support a black person's business. For all these people that swear they're for black people, you can go to Ethereal, buy the book. I can guarantee that you're supporting a black-owned business started by black people. Actually, only black people work for the business currently. Not that that's our intent. That's just how it is right now and how it worked out. I mean, that people that the world considers black, because I don't see black people. I see humans, and that's my practice every day from all color standpoints. So if you want to go support some black people, go to Ethereal, check it out. You can read Dr. Blake's story as well. It has a link to my blog that has the whole story. Slight editing still needs to be done, but it's pretty much there. This is like still in this. It's been in its trial stages for a very, 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 very long time. A lot of our work has been out for a while. You know what I mean? It's not like people are ready to support their local black people and things like that. We've experienced a lot of that. So like I said, and that ties right into what Cliff High was talking about yesterday. And Cliff High was talking about how if people really want to defund people, then defund the Ivy League colleges. Defund the academia. Cliff High explains how the high level, the Ivy League schools of academics are the ones that fueled all the slavery. They designed the whole system of slavery with high advanced technology. He even goes in how they engineered COVID-19. These Ivy League colleges, the smart guys. You know what I'm saying? Nah, they didn't. They're not. He didn't say that. I mean, nobody said that they released it or anything, but they were the engineers of the virus. That they were the engineers. So what a coincidence there as well. So if you want to defund people as well, tying into the whole movement, what's going on right now, then let's get the right bad guys. Get the guys at the top. Don't get the guys at the bottom because a few guys make mistakes and make whole people look bad. You know what I mean? It's not the whole people. You have to judge people individually. I have family who is a police officer. He's a state cop in Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, and we also have family from the military in the military. So let's not make all these guys bad. Let's actually go after the right bad guys, the guys at the top, the guys pulling all the strings, the Ivy League colleges who have been funding slavery, designed slavery since the beginning of it. You know what I mean? So that's a good video. Go check out Cliff High's channel, definitely, for sure. And kind of want to talk about the role that I'm playing in this. And if you haven't seen my video, I made a video about how the universe itself, the reality, the things that are real, the reality that we live in is an immutable blockchain. And I'm basically like a verification bot for it. You know what I'm saying? Like we all are playing as these like operating nodes, these miners for the actual universe, verifying your own reality with what's being presented and trying to keep up with the streams of energy that we're flowing through as we travel through outer space, or this material that we call space. As we travel through it, we're all staying in line, staying in tune, and that's why reality exists the way it does. That's why this video is real. It's being made. It's here in the right now, and it also will be documented. And that's the ability of the technology, such as cameras and memory, on digital memory and things like that, and internet, and people will be able to access this information. You see how this is all tying into our higher spiritual connection with our creator. You know what I mean? Where we come from, the answers, you know what I'm saying? Or the ansars, how a lot of my elders that I've read, because a lot of my elders have been talking about these space energies and things like that for a very, very, very long time. And they've been letting us become consciously aware that they have been intermingling with our genetics, our DNA, our body, and everything like that. It's causing us to vibrate differently on high levels when we talk about groups such as the seven noble gases, how I see them are 7 mega consciousnesses, or 7 mega levels of consciousness that exist and are conscious as a human being, literally are, and that maneuver and thing. And this is where Krypton really gets interesting to me, because there's so little information that we can find out about it. But then if you look at scientific experiments such as CERN, they're using 27 tons of it in their scientific experiments. So you don't think that this stuff holds some keys to the future, to the answers? I do. I'm here to investigate it, and I would like anybody who has any type of information on Krypton, I would love to talk to them, get them on my show if that's even possible. Chemist, I know a chemist, and hopefully I can get him I'm going to go talk with him about this topic. I just texted his son, who's like one of my best friend, and we're going to try to get some information on this Krypton and why it's classified as the hidden one. And here's the question that I really wanted to ask. It's right in that occurrence. Why is Krypton the only noble gas whose space abundancy is measured by meteoric activity and solar flares? See, this is things that the problem, in my opinion, with our society is that people don't get the time to learn. So nobody gives a frick about the things that are important. All they ended up caring about was money, finances, survival. You have to put food on the table for your kids to survive, right? I understand that. And that brings people to the level of crypto and cryptocurrency, of why it's so important, why cryptocurrency is so important. But like, for me, like I said, I got into cryptocurrency because of Krypton and my study of Krypton, and that eventually, obviously, the world doesn't. And this was like back in my college days, basically, and the world makes you kind of focus on finances, and that's how Krypton ended up becoming crypto in the world that we live in, and it was the manifestation coming in from the Krypton, which I have my theories obviously derived, already written, and how I think this is all playing out. But I would much rather hear from the scientific community, from anybody out there that can give me more information on Krypton. Maybe we can dig into, and maybe one day I actually reveal what I feel like my studies have pointed me into the direction of how cryptocurrency even came to be. Because metaphysically, everything represents everything on the other side, or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's why, for instance, what are they called? Superstitions can become real, because everything is metaphysical. Everything on the other side has to do with something on this side. It's just how are those things related, and why, and you know what I mean? So it's funny, because I always say I'm not superstitious, but I study superstition, because it amazes me, because there is some type of divine or connection that we have with the other side, which I don't think there is much of a veil or anything there. It's just people's ability to become conscious of it. And yeah, there's a lot of hidden ones, or hidden things, and hidden elements, you know what I mean? But Krypton's the only one that's considered to be the hidden element. So as of right now, the point of bringing this all together is to make people aware that there is a lot of incoming energies, yes, and as well, and the energies aren't going to be as friendly to some as they are to others, who are kind of aware and adjusting and embracing, and even are embracing the pains that they feel, the aches and pains, you know what I mean? The ails, what ails you. And the ails are always the ails. Listen, even through death, what people consider to be death, because I don't, it's hard for me to understand what death is, but the ails for what people are talking about. When you're saying L, you are talking about an alignment. Okay, your body is always is so amazing. Your homeostasis is always trying to align itself, and in order to keep itself aligned with the traveling forces of the universe and the movement of the originals, of the creators, it has to try to always adjust and calculate to the movements of the universe. So as we're adjusting and calculating to the movements of the universe, it can hurt. You can feel these aches and pains and the ailments of life, or what we consider to be life. But to me, there's no transition. There is revelation, which is revealing. The hidden ones start revealing themselves as you're making this, as you're passing, and you can call it a transition. That's fine, whatever people want to call it. I just don't see actual death. It's hard for me to actually understand it. And yeah, Krypton and crypto, man. Krypton and crypto. We are going to link these things. We're in the upside down right now. We're literally in the upside down, and life is going to get much better. It might hurt right now, and pain might increase and everything, but embrace it all. Embrace it all. What don't kill you makes you stronger. And this is your boy Dot Blake with the last piece to the puzzle. Peace.